What is up, internet? It's your boy Tanku, and I know it took a little vacay last week because I had to get out of the town, out of the state, go out to visit friends to get refreshed because this whole COVID thing was driving me insane. But we're back now, and we're here with a new video. This week we're gonna be doing a manga that deserves to get an anime, or that should be turned into an anime. So before we get started, don't forget to like the videos, sub to the channel, and hit me up on the Twitter, Facebook, Instagram with your ideas, discussions, things like that. And with all that said, guys, let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about a manga that I found recently, and I think it's hilarious. It's isekai, but it's the way they go about it is pretty funny. It is called uh, Jitsu wa Ore Saikyou Deshita. I have no idea what it means in English because I only found the Japanese name for it. But basically, it's about a NEET. His name is Haruto. And Haruto is a NEET in middle school, and he's just in his room wasting away. And a goddess comes to him and says, "Hey, congratulations, you have been selected to be reincarnated into another world if you like, to try to live a fulfilling life and have fun and do all this crazy stuff, have adventures." And he decides he's going to go ahead and go for it. And he gets reincarnated as a baby, so he gets reincarnated into a little baby, but he still has all his memories, and so you read his inner thoughts, like, because he's a middle school kid, so you read his inner thoughts when he's a baby, and he gets reincarnated as a prince. Well, of course, she makes him OP with some ancient lost, like, dimensional barrier magic thing that he has. And she made his stat, because they measure it in a single stat, 1002. But the goddess kind of screwed up because this world's measurement tool can only measure 2 digits. So when they go to measure the prince's power, he only registers as a 2 instead of a 1002. So right away, he's assumed to be one of the weakest ever born, and to be born in a royal family that weak, it's unacceptable. So his parents do something pretty messed up, and they decide to say he was stillborn and abandon him in the forest to get killed by animals, basically. And so that was a little rough. I was like, dang, this is supposed to be a comedy manga, you know? And so he's there, but to watch this baby, because he's conscious, he knows he's having inner thoughts and hearing thing. And then he meets Frema, who is a friend basically. She tries to eat him because he's just a defense of his baby, but he can use his magic, so he can use his barrier magic, and he beats her as a baby. So it's pretty hilarious. This little baby who's swaddled, like floating in the air, because he has his barrier magic that he puts around him so he can't get attacked, and he beats his gigantic wolf that mistakes him for the new demon lord because he's so powerful, and he beat her, so she she betrothed herself to him, I guess you could say, or like she swears loyalty to him. And it's pretty funny the interactions he has, because remember, his stat is 1002. I don't know why she went with 1002, but this world's never seen anybody above double digits before, so their measurement's only for 2 digits. And he comes, and another royal basically hears what happens, and basically, I think it's his uncle, comes to the forest to find him, and decides to take him in and raise him as his own, even though he's the weakest one ever made. And of course, since Frema decided to, swear loyalty to him, she goes with him, and she becomes like a maid. So she has a human form, of course, with the typical waifu, ears, tail, stuff like that. And it's just hilarious about him growing up. He's pretty much of age now in the manga, and his adventures, what he has to go up against. He has a little sister that that his uncle or whatever had after, and he adopted her, and she's a little girl, and so she was very wary of him, and how she decides to how she warms up to him and things like that. It's pretty like a heartwarming thing, but it's pretty hilarious too because he's still a NEET. He wants to be a NEET. He decides to study all about his magic. He actually creates a device that can read 3 digits of somebody's magical power. And when he uses it himself, it still says 002, so he still assumes he's super weak, but he's actually super strong with his ancient barrier magic. He's able to bring things in from other dimensions. He's able to live some of his neat life because that's all he wants to do is become a shut-in again. And he figures out how to bring anime from Japan, his dimension, or his world over so he can watch it through his little barrier cubes, his little things, and sets up surveillance cameras. So he's like super OP. A lot of things happen. There's a lot of good story beats in it. I don't want to go into too much because I don't want to ruin it for you guys because I want you guys to read it. It's pretty funny. I really think it should be an anime because, one, it's freaking hilarious. Yes, it's isekai, and so, I mean, they're doing all kinds of isekais now. Why not just do one more? And just the relationship between him and his little sister, which is pretty heartwarming and cute, but still funny. Him and, his familiar, we'll call her, how she's always wanting to just burn everything to the ground, and he's having to stop her because, there's humans and she's not, and trying to keep her hidden is pretty hilarious. And the relationship between him and his father figure, his uncle, we'll call him, how he wants to, make him proud, even though he wants to be a NEET, and the things he does, he goes out of his way to be, in need to not do anything, but he gets thrust in these situations where he has to use his magic and his OP and all this stuff, and it's pretty good. It's very well balanced with the comedy, heartwarming stuff, and I think it'd make a great make great animations because some of the stuff that he does is pretty hilarious. It's like pretty ingenious with some of the stuff he thinks of, and the overall villain of the story or this arc that I'm reading is very surprising. When they dropped that bomb on me, I was like, oh, ooh, that's rough. Yeah. So I think you guys would really enjoy it. Read the manga. I think it would be a great anime because, like I said, it has a lot of good beats in it. It's still isekai, but it has a lot of good separate heartwarming beats in it. The story is very intriguing while still being funny, which is the most important thing. It's still funny, it's still intriguing, it's engaging, and when you find out who that overall villain is for this arc, you're like, ugh. So, tell me what you guys think. You guys think I'm crazy? I want you guys to check it out. Read it wherever you can find it. And I really think it'd make a great anime. So, with all that said, guys, remember, if you can't trust the random fat guy you met on the internet, then who can you trust? And everybody have an awesome, awesome day.